This video is going to be all about the gear that makes it possible for me to do my job whenever I'm out and about, on the go, or even here in the studio. And it's all going to be presented to you by this slob, Mr. Peter Lindgren. So if this is your first time here, I just want to say hey, hope everything's good with you. And my name is Peter. I'm currently having my painter's tank top here because I'm gonna head out and do some painting on the house file. I've been working as a YouTuber now for a little bit more than 5 years and been doing everything from, music videos, on-the-go shoots, we're doing B-roll stuff and travel videos, like you name it. I've been there, I've done that. And one of the things that I'm truly passionate about is to optimize my workflow and optimize my camera bag. And every single time that I find a new piece of tech that I like, I want to implement that into the camera bag. So what I got here is a couple of things that I think all filmmakers should have in their arsenal to be ready for whatever kind of situation that you might end up with. I've been talking about some of these stuff in a previous video as well, but I thought I'd go a little bit deeper into what they actually do and why I think you should have them. So let's start up here with this. This is a Satechi power brick, I call it. It is not a power bank or anything of the sort because you still need to plug it in with a regular power cord to be able to charge your stuff, but it gives you up to 165 watts of constant output with these USB-C ports. And as you can see here, like all of these USB-C ports have power delivery, which means that you can charge your units with fast charging. And I replaced my MacBook charger with this kind of instantly as soon as I found out about it. And I've been using this for a very long time. I mean, like you see the pattern on this thing. It's been with me to Iceland, to Canada, to the US, to all the places that it might have been in my camera bag, but I always carry this with me. Not only is it capable of charging my MacBook at the same time as I'm actually charging my other devices. You also got to consider that you need to have the power cord with you. So if you're traveling, just make sure you have a little bit of a space. But this in and by itself takes up less space than what the MacBook original charger does, but it gives you 4 USB-C ports that you can actually use. Link to everything is going to be in the description below. The next thing is going to be this, which is the Peak Design Pro Pad. And I can't tell you how freaking funny it looks when you have your camera holstered on the hip and then you go there like, be careful what you wish for, punk. Being able to have your camera on the hip whenever you're doing other things is a great thing, especially when you're traveling, when you're on the go, when you're doing a lot of vlogs, or even when you're shooting a music video and you using 2 cameras. Then you can just put one on the side and then you can start shooting with the other, and then you can just go with the different ones. And if you have 2 of these, you can actually have 2 cameras with 2 different lenses applied, and you can walk around to shoot with both cameras at the ready at all times. I've been using this now for a little bit more than 3 years at this point, I think, and it is freaking amazing. So if you don't already have the capture clip from Peak Design, oh, you are in for a treat. Not only does it hold your camera in place at all times, as long as you have a good belt. So if you have one of those bad belts that might snap, time to upgrade. One of the downsides that I found when I upgraded to the Peak Design plate and capture clip system was that the plate was a little bit too small for my PL200 mounts. But they actually have a plate that works on this, but at the same time, the PL200. I also got one of these on my camera bag so that when you're on the airport, you can just smack it on there, keep walking, and so on and so forth. I can highly recommend this if you want to have something that is going to help you to speed up your entire shooting process. Especially good for wedding photographers and that kind of stuff. I mean, like being able to have it like that at the ready at all times. These guys that I got right here is the Sony XWX1000 Mark IV anything. I'm going to put the name somewhere here on the screen. The reason that I want to show you, or the reason that I want to talk about these, is because having a good pair of headphones is crucial when you are editing on the go. Not only do you have the Bluetooth connection, so you can connect your phone, you can connect your MacBook, but to be able to get rid of that small, tiny delay when you're editing through Bluetooth, they also have a 3.5mm input. And if you are not using a 3.5mm cable when you're editing on the go, you are missing something, because this will give you the most precise editing workflow when it comes to matching your cuts to the audio that you have on your timeline. And I don't know about you, but I'm kind of like A little bit of weird ears. You can see it here, like this is folded and this is like pointing straight up. That is why I'm personally liking the over-ear headphones. I cannot stand having headphones that is on ear because it just feels weird and it hurts my freaking ears after using them for a long period of time. So over-ear headphones is where it's at for this dude. So talking about cables and that kind of stuff, I cannot stress this enough. If you are a filmmaker, if you're doing videos, if you're taking photos, do not buy any sort of generic USB-C cable. Make sure you start to invest in Thunderbolt. It's going to be a little bit on the expensive side when you invest into Thunderbolt cables, but you never have to worry because Thunderbolt can transfer not only an insane amount of data, but also image such as, HDMI and that kind of stuff, and power at the same time. So you never have to worry about your USB-C cable not being capable of doing the tasks that you want it to do. And having Thunderbolt cable is just a lifesaver in so many situations. It's going to shave off minutes on your transferring speed and sometimes even tens of minutes. This enclosure is unfortunately not a Thunderbolt disc. It is a high-speed USB-C. So you can see there that we have 20 gigabit of speed. But the cool thing with this is that it's not actually a drive. It's more so an enclosure for this drive, which is an NVMe SSD, incredibly fast, and it's actually 4 terabytes that you can see right here. It is from SanDisk, and this is something that I plug into my SanDisk ProBlade station. Whenever I'm out and about, I'm traveling to Iceland and I want to offload a couple of footage onto my drive to make sure that they're not on the memory card, I offload them to this. But as soon as I get home to edit, I just yank this out and then I plug it into my SanDisk ProBlade station, and then I can start working from it with Thunderbolt speed. It is so freaking genius to be able to have something like this when you're working with a lot of heavy video files. And this is something that is on the very expensive side, but when it comes to working and shaving off time from what you're working on, I cannot recommend this system enough because it saves you so much time when it comes to storage, when it comes to transferring your footage, when it comes to editing from this drive alone. I'm also going to do a shameless plug here for the Jupio and Prime Gear Tri-Charge, which is my own product that I've designed. I'm going to drop a video in the description if you want to see how this came about. This thing is the only charger that I've been using for over 1.5 years at this point, ever since I got the first prototype back in May of 2023. What I like the most about this is, of course, that you can charge 3 Sony batteries at all times, or Nikon, or Canon, or Lumix, or Fuji, but also that you can actually power your camera with a USB-C out port. If you, for example, want to shoot a long time lapse, but you don't want to pause in between to be able to switch the battery, then you can just plug your camera into the USB-C out port and it's going to draw the power from the Tri-Charge and the internal battery at the same time, which is going to extend the amount of time that you can actually shoot with your camera. Then again, also being able to have your memory cards here in the back has made it so much easier when I'm shooting stuff. So whenever I need a memory card, I know that they are at the same place as my batteries. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone that has purchased one so far. Can't thank you enough. It's been a wild ride and I hope to bring even better products to you very soon. This is my tech pouch. I cannot stress how important it is to have a pouch like this, to be able to have all your stuff in the same place. It is crucial when you're out traveling to know that you can put everything here that you might need to use at some point, but you don't know when you're going to use it. One of the cool things that I got here is this, which is basically a travel charger for both my iPhone, Apple Watch, and the AirPods here in the back. So I can fold it down and it doesn't take up that much space. It only requires one single USB-C out port. And then talking about this, we have 4 of them, so I can just plug one in. I can plug one into my computer, I can plug one into my Tri-Charge, and one into my drone. Done. And in the bag I have one of these, which is a USB-C-A to USB-C. And this is mainly because I'm waiting for the day when all the airlines are removing the USB-C A port and replacing it with USB-C. And then I got some Apple Thunderbolt cables. We have the 3.5mm cable right here, a USB-C A to USB-C, which is also great because sometimes you never know if you get an old cable and that is the only thing that you got because something got stolen or whatever it might be. But this one is also pretty genius. This is a Peak Design smartphone tripod and doesn't look much to the world, right? But if you take your phone and then you can just magnetically apply this in the back, and then you can fold these legs out and you can place it wherever you want, just like that. That is pretty sick. So if you want to shoot vertical or horizontal content, then you can just put your phone there and there you go. And when I'm out traveling, I usually attach it just straight to the back of my phone like this so that I know if I need to grab a quick shot or a quick time lapse when I'm eating or having a lunch somewhere, then I can just bring this out, put it on the table, and then it's done. And the last thing that I got in the tech pouch is one of these. Just a nice Mighty Hank that you can polish stuff with. And the tech pouch is from a brand that is called Alpaca. I like the design of this, it looks good, and also perfect size. And those are the most underrated essentials that I think every filmmaker should have in their camera bag at all times, because it saves you so much time. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe, because I would love to see you in the next video. Anyway, Peter from Sweden is gonna go out and paint now, and just realized that this looks kind of dirty. Anyway, have a good one. Take care. Bye!